All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Rant 115. Again, just two best friends here ranting about the most random things, variety of topics, and we have another one here for you guys today. So I opened up my Netflix account today, right? Mm-hmm. And guess what I saw?
Bluey? No, that's on Disney Plus.
That's on Disney. That's on Disney Plus. But you know what?
What'd you see, bro?
I rock with the show. Shout out to the Australian government that puts it together. But no, I saw Monster, the Ed Gein story, right?
I saw that.
Yeah, you know the serial killer, the American serial killer, right? That was the root and the motivation behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series that we know today, right? So
Brutal,
right? All of it brutal, horrible, right? All the things that he did, and just the way he lived. Everything about that, right? But let me say this. I open up my streaming account, and that is advertised to me. Mm-hmm. My question is, I know there's algorithms and there's so many different things on multiple streaming platforms to include this one, right? What is it about these streaming platforms that push a particular movie, series, whatever, on you, and then they hit you with it? By the way, this is the number one in the world, or this is the number one in the U.S. This is the number one in whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they do that so you're enticed to be like, well, if it's number one or if it's number three, then I should watch it too, right? Because it's like, it must be that good.
Absolutely.
Right? So it leads me to my next point, which is then this. How many times have you wanted to watch a movie, a show, on the multiple streaming platforms that I'm sure we both have, and you can't what, bro? You can't what?
I can't freaking find it.
That is a problem to me. You want me to rent this? But you're gonna put a masochist in my face? This dude made lampshades out of human skin, but I can't watch Bluey? No, I'm just playing. But you get what I'm saying? Like a certain movie that I have in mind, I can't watch because but this is the newest and the biggest bad. I get it, right? Because they just invested into the production and the advertisement for this. But Pippi, with so many movies, like it's frustrating because it's like, okay, now you're almost forcing me to watch it because why would I pay $14.99, right? To watch or own this movie that I could just watch this new show that you're pitching to me for the price that I already paid for the subscription.
Exactly. All the movies, if they're not on the said streaming service, you then go to Amazon Prime and you have to purchase it for $14.99. And guess what? My Netflix account cost me $15.99. $14.99.
Oh, double the price, dude? We're just paying double now?
And I think I don't know exactly what it is because I'm at that point where I don't even want to look at my bank account. But I have the personal subscription where it does include ads. And I say, God dang, I might as well go back to cable. Mm-hmm. Think about that. How many of us initially, when Netflix was first a thing, I remember when Redbox was a thing, dude. I was growing up, my family on a weekend, we would rent one Redbox for 99 cents. We watched that video. Okay, great. And then we get to select something new. They had all the latest movies that just exited out of theaters.
Yep.
Now, you go on Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, these movies that are exiting theaters, they're not even available on there.
No.
You got to pay a special price for it. At least with the ones on Disney.
Yeah.
For a while, like especially during COVID, I think they released what was it? Certain movies, and you had to buy it by itself before it was eventually going to come out for free.
Yeah.
I might as well have just gone to the movies. Why am I paying a monthly subscription?
And you know what? That's the thing too. I get the convenience of streaming movies I get the convenience of streaming your favorite TV series. But I actually enjoy a good theater experience. I like it.
To me, theater is king. I'm a big cinema buff.
Yeah.
I hate it when, no offense to my mom, we all have a family member like this, but as soon as you turn on the movie, I've never seen it. What do you think she asked me, bro? She's going to say, wait, why did she do that?
Oh.
And every bone in my body, I love this woman to death. She birthed me and brought me into this world, but I want to look at her and say, Mom, I haven't seen this movie yet. What, any question you have, I'm internally thinking it as well. I don't know.
Dude, I have the answer.
Tell me.
Watch the movie! Oh, dude. I know. I have the same thing. I have the same problem.
How many times are you sitting there and you just that's why cinema is king, because they give you the prelude before the movie starts. Hey, silence and turn off your phones and turn off flash photography.
It's an experience.
Yeah, because all around you.
That's just me. No, to your point, I like what you're saying, because yeah, it's a whole experience. And I'm gonna say this: some of the best like movie experiences also come from when there's like an amazing moment in a movie or at the end of the movie where everybody in the movie theater claps or they laugh, and like you feel the sense of, oh, it's like a society thing. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're included. Like I remember when I went to go watch. I'm gonna butcher which movie of the series it was, but that Spider-Man movie where the 3 Spider-Mans come out. Right. It's Tobey Maguire,
most recent one.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Right, where they all come out and they do the whole, like, whoa, they just popped up together, and
the multiverse.
Yes, the whole multiverse, right? And every one of the theaters, it was a packed theater, and all we heard was,
oh yeah,
woo, everybody clapping and cheering and stuff, and it's like, wow, like you're actually involved, and you feel like, whoa, this is a cool moment that we're experiencing right now that you can't get in your home setting. Yes, it's convenient again, but you're also enticed to use your phone. You're enticed to pause the movie, get up, go do something. And it just takes away from that whole experience of you watching something uninterrupted and being like, wow, this is good. Like, I want to see what happens next. And I just want to pause it, check my phone. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Oh, I need to do this. I forgot to turn this off. No. You need to be focused on the movie. If the director, if the actors, producers, the stuntmen, the everyone with props, everyone involved in the movie was invested fully in this movie, then we as the viewers should be too.
Yeah, those are the moments where you get the chills. Because if you're sitting at home and you're just there with your internal thoughts, you're just saying, oh, wow, this is cool. But suddenly you watch it with an audience and everybody else is clapping and cheering. You go, wow, this is cool. It's the same thought process.
Very simple.
But just the simple fact that other people are validating your own personal experience makes it that much better.
Yeah.
Because you're saying, wow, everybody else thinks this is just as dope as I do.
You know what that makes me feel like?
Tell me.
I feel like Simba when he got carried on top of Pride Rock. And everybody just
the audience is Rafiki and they're holding me
and they're holding me up, and I'm like, wow, I'm a part of this. This is my life for the next hour and a half to 2.5 hours. Dope.
Dope. I mean? but yeah, I mean that's the beauty of cinema, and that goes back to our main gripe with these streaming services. Why am I gonna pay $9.99 for Netflix with ads, mind you, and then an additional $15.99 with the Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN package? Then you also have Amazon Prime Video, and then you're gonna have HBO Max. There's so many. At this point, when you add everything together, you're looking at maybe roughly about $80 to $100. That's the same price as cable was back in the day. And I'm still dealing with ads. How is this any better? Maybe because I don't have to wait for a specific time.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like I'm being used. I feel like I'm being used because it just so happens that one specific movie that you want to watch, you go home and you're like, okay, out of the 5 streaming services I own, it has to be on one of them. You're going to go on to whether you have Roku, shout out to Roku, not a sponsor. You're going to go on Roku.
Yet.
You're going to go on Roku, you're going to go on the search bar, you're going to type up the movie that you want, and the title's going to pop up, you're going to select it, and you're going to, oh yeah, it's got to be on one of them. And it's going to show up Amazon Prime rent for $4.99 or purchase for $14.99. And you're going to say, how is this not on HBO? How is it not on Netflix? Nothing. And guess what? What is on Netflix? Some obscure horror movie from the 1980s that has 2 stars and 0 actors that are known today. I can watch that, but I can't watch Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, that is a good movie right there. That is.
I love history movies, dude.
Same.
And I can't watch it. Braveheart, personal experience. Your boy likes to watch Braveheart at least like once every 6 months. I just love Mel Gibson movies, personally.
He say what you want about his personal life, but let me tell you this: I watch Apocalypto,
Great movie.
Braveheart,
Amazing. The Patriot.
The Patriot, of course, the Vietnam one. Don't tell me. It is We Were Soldiers.
Great.
Honestly, the list goes on.
The list
Passion
goes
of the
on.
Christ.
Passion of the Christ, dude.
You know
on.
that sequel's coming out soon.
Oh, dude, I can't.
They just started filming.
I cannot wait for it.
And guess what? I don't think it's gonna be released in streaming platforms. You're gonna have to go for if you want to watch it first. You have to go. Hear me out. Ready for this?
Tell me.
You have to go on a Good Friday when it releases in 2027?
I think that's when. Yeah.
Boom. Good Friday of 2027. Mel Gibson movie coming out. Right? And then the sequel to the sequel.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be split.
It's a 2-part series.
I can't wait for it.
Series, man. Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't make this up. I think that's the type of stuff that revives cinema. Like actual like theater experiences. It's things like that. Like when it says like only in theaters, I actually like that cuz it's
hyped up for it.
Yes. Like, you know what?
Because I know they put the time and the energy into it. Well, you know what? Wow. That's a great point. Because think of it this way. All these streaming services, they have their own production companies now. Yeah. Think about modern shows that even I like, right? Like Stranger Things. One that was famous that Netflix produced was House of Cards. I actually liked that before the Kevin Spacey
scandal. Yeah,
scandal.
All that stuff, yeah.
I loved that show. I love politics. I love America.
Yeah.
They produced these in-house, and those were great productions, big budgets. However, now, because they're not going to theaters and they're saying, hey, you know what, this is within our own money, where no matter what the outcome is, whether it's good quality or not, it's going to be released. There's less, how do I put this? There's a lot more risk on
like on cinema releases, like on movie releases.
On cinema releases, there's a lot less risk because they know they're going to be able to release it no matter what. Therefore, they don't have to bank on it being successful at the box office. How many times do you see that whether entertainment media's success is based off of how much money it makes. Do you think we can track how much money Netflix makes off of a specific series that they produce? No, they have the numbers. Mm-hmm. We don't.
Yeah.
What does have the numbers is the box office at the movie theaters. That's how we judge. Okay, you know what? Hey, I was kind of skeptical about this particular movie, but it made a lot of money, therefore maybe I'll go check it out with my family.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, you know what? The production value was $200 million. The advertisement budget was also $200 million, but it only made $100 million. It lost money. Guess what I'm not going to do? Go watch it. You know what I mean?
You know what that reminds me of?
Tell me.
There's a good show that it just won so many Emmy Awards. It's on Apple TV. It's called The Studio.
Oh, dude, yeah. Wait, you were telling me about this.
Telling you about that.
Hit me with it, bro.
It's with Seth Rogen, right, and a few other well-known, respected actors, and it's their whole telling of Hollywood, right, and the storytelling, like the cinema world, so to speak, how they bring movies to life, maybe the passion of some directors, producers, and then like the non-passion, right, like just the money chasing or just the manipulating, the politics of it all. Right, it brings it all into like one show, and on top of it, winning a bunch of awards. As a viewer, right, as somebody like we just spoke about earlier, as somebody who enjoys going to the movies and just watching movies in general. Again, I consider myself a movie buff. I enjoyed that show because it really does highlight the importance of what movies are. It's not to say streaming platforms don't provide entertainment, right? Like I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I don't have multiple subscriptions, right, with multiple streaming platforms. I do, but my heart and my root is it's toward movies, like in theaters.
Big production values.
Big production. Yes, it's not just like a studio. It's not just a studio film from a streaming platform. No, it is a major production studio that produces content, right, that's ready to spread to multiple theaters nationwide and globally, not just a streaming platform. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they talk to the theater execs and they talk to all the logistics behind that. Like all that, like I for some reason I respect that. That's something that we don't pay attention to a lot, but I respect it. Because I grew up on it. Like that's something that I find comfort in. When I go to the movie theaters, I go, okay, they had to cross their T's and dot their I's in order for me to even hear about this movie and drive over here, purchase the ticket or pre-purchase the ticket, and sit in this seat today. They crossed their T's and they dotted their I's for me to be here right now. For a streaming platform, all they had to do was just, as I scrolled, it caught my eye. There's a difference between the two.
Major difference.
Right? Like let's like my boy always says, let's call a spade a spade. One took way more, I think, art to get my attention than the other one that was convenient. Right? At the end of the day, I'll, not to sound again corny, but I'll pick the art because it got me to do more than one thing. It got me, again, I'll recap that part. It got me to, 1, be interested in the movie. 2, pre-purchase the ticket. 3, drive to the theater location. Right? 4, I had to manage my time just to get there. Right? And then 5, I prioritize all my other tasks. Like, I'm focusing on this movie. Phone calls aren't going to stop me. Text messages aren't going to stop me. The whole 9. I'm here to watch this movie. I could not do any of those 5 things, and I'm sure there's more that I missed, but I couldn't do any of those things if I did it at home.
That's a great point. I'm going to add on to that. And I don't want to speak for you, but I think you would agree why we, in particular, are comparing streaming service productions to major cinema productions is that you and I love historical time period pieces, right?
More than I should, yes.
More, dude, talk about the Roman Empire.
Oh my god! Now I just summoned my Gladius.
And for the record, my boy would never stab me in the back.
Et tu, Brute?
But on that note, think about this. If you take, I'm just thinking of a random example, right? With the exception of CGI, something like Stranger Things, extremely popular Netflix production. However, in theory, could I whip out my iPhone 17? Is that the latest one that's out right now?
I can't count after 12.
Well, you take the latest iPhone, you whip that out, you could film yourself with a couple other people and essentially make something of the same type of quality as Stranger Things, right? It's set in a neighborhood, etc. You get the point. Whereas if you're filming something like Gladiator, directed by Ridley Scott, in no way do I have the means, or a simple production have the means of completing that task, right? It takes somebody like Ridley Scott, almost privatized to executively produce it, to go to a different location in a different country, or set up an actual studio, whether it be at Universal Studios, you name it, and film said production. That, I think, ties into the subpar quality, perhaps, in these, and why we love cinema as in theater releases versus your typical streaming service releases, because it almost seems like there's no scale to it. There's no gravitas to it, so to speak. Any of these films being released on streaming services, I almost feel like your average day person can say, you know what, I could have done this with my iPhone. Whereas you take something like Gladiator, or even something as non-conventional like Mad Max Fury Road, directed by Glenn Miller, you can't do that. It takes an entire production. That way, when it does entice people to get their butts in seats at a movie theater, you almost feel like, wow, it's worth it.
Agreed.
But some of these movies, even the ones that are released in theaters, I almost tell myself, I can wait to watch that on this small screen at my house. Yeah. Because there's no scale to it.
Need that oath.
Long story short, let's cut to the chase. If Hans Zimmer is not producing this score, I can watch it at home.
That's a hell of a way to recap just right after that.
You know what I mean?
So you know what? Let's lead into that then. Then as a recap, right? Let's get your guys' thoughts. Your thoughts on streaming as a whole, right? Benefits, the cons, but also your thoughts on what I would arguably say, theaters making a comeback.
I want them to make a comeback.
Especially during COVID. I remember so many of them were closing down. It was like it's something that hurt all of us. We were like, oh man, the movies of all things. But guess what? I feel like it's coming back with so many movies that have released. And again, we see that only in theaters. They're coming back, man. And there's a good feeling about when I walk into the movie theaters and I see a line just to go get snacks at the concession stand. Mm-hmm. Makes me feel good. Again, I benefit and know, like monetarily, I don't benefit from that. I don't. Yeah. But I like the experience. Like you mentioned earlier, being a part of that audience, being a part of that. That's why we go to concerts. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. Yeah, you see your favorite, artist perform, or one of your favorite artists perform, but you're there for the environment. You're there for that ambiance.
Exactly.
People listening to the music with you. That's what we pay for. So I feel like again, maybe unpopular opinion, but if you don't mess with movie theaters, then you must not mess with concerts. You must not mess with a lot of things that mean that you're there for the vibe, dude. Vibe is important.
Exactly.
Vibe is important, and vibes are dying.
They are.
Vibes are dying, so why not be a part of something that are bringing vibes back?
And you know what? Before we wrap it over to a close, one of my personal favorite YouTubers, Chris Stuckman, shout out to him. I get a lot of opinions that I might presuppose onto movies that are released based off of his videos. I watch a lot of his videos. He gives his, a 10-minute take on said movie that just released. And it kind of, honestly, it does deter whether I'm going to watch it or not, if I'm being honest. And honestly, as an honest movie critic, he's very open. Hey, watch the movie yourself. Figure it out for yourself whether you like it or not. But he's actually done a lot of good videos. Go check out his channel where he breaks down basically essentially what we're talking about specifically to the movie theaters, where we need to bring movie theaters back. I wanted to make a resurgence. I love the conveniency of a streaming service. I love not having, I know we griped on it, but I love the fact that I don't have to watch commercials. It's not like in the old days where you were at the grocery store with your family and you guys were like, hey, we got to be back home at 8 o'clock because The Office is going to be airing on TBS at 8 p.m. No. I can watch The Office whenever I want on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think it is, or whether it's on Peacock now. But regardless, I can watch it whenever I want. I love the conveniency of that. However, just like all things, you give and you take. And with conveniency, you lose a little bit of quality. And that's something that a streaming service will never be able to make up that a movie theater fits.
I 100% agree. And I think that was the perfect way to recap what we're thinking. So with that being said, just let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you guys think. Again, I'm not saying we're against streaming platforms, but just calling a spade, right? We love the conveniency, but we need our theaters, our loving theaters, to make the resurgence that we love and enjoy.
Yeah, no more Netflix and chills.
No, more like theaters and... Never mind. We've been censored enough before. Yeah, so never. Nah. But yes, let us know your guys' thoughts. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Rant 115. Stay tuned, right? Get ready for our next video. Give us a like, give us a subscription, a follow, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Boom.